Besides for yourself, who is your favorite Orthodox Jewish comedian?
I like how you think myself is my favorite comedian. I reject the premise of your question.
Hello and welcome to the Carpool Guys podcast, where three dads just trying their best talk about life, work, family, and all the detours in between. We've made mistakes, lots of mistakes, but we've also learned a few things along the way. We don't have it all figured out, but that's never stopped us from sharing our 2 cents anyway. The Carpool Guys podcast is hosted by Asher Dworetsky, John Ackerman, and Dave from Flatbush Tenenbaum. Buckle up, it's carpool time.
All right, welcome back, guys. We have an awesome show coming up. Comedian Eli Lebowicz is joining us today, so that's really exciting. But before we get there, what are we thinking about this week?
Dave, you go first, man.
So, 2 cool things happened last week. I'll say them extremely quickly. Last week, I went on a fishing trip with my brothers and my father.
Ooh. Is that a
and
David
we went
day?
for striped bass.
Was that a David day?
No, night, 7:30 p.m.
Because David Day is a whole day to yourself.
Yeah.
Okay.
7:30 p.m. to 1:30 a.m. And we were going for striped bass. And I kid you not, there were hundreds of sharks brought on the boat.
That's
Very
crazy.
few striped bass. So these sharks, just for anybody who actually knows fishing, these sharks are more sand sharks. They don't have teeth, and they're harmless.
So
But
not the,
one of
not
the
the
sharks,
great white.
not great white, but one of the sharks that came on the boat was a tiger shark.
Oh, that's dangerous.
And tiger sharks
are
do
very
grow.
dangerous.
Do grow between 8 and 12 feet.
Yeah.
And it had a full set of teeth, even though it was still a baby. It was still
What was it?
a tiger shark.
No, it was a what kind of shark? You said it was still a baby? What?
I
type
thought we
of
doing this
shark?
quickly. Baby shark.
Do, baby. Okay, moving on. You said it. I had to launch in there. Go ahead.
So it was at least 3 feet long, but it had a full set of teeth, which I thought was incredible. The other thing, speaking of a sea animal or lake, I went to the Long Island Ducks game, and we saw Trevor Bauer. What's cool about Trevor Bauer is that he already, since the game, he's since signed now with the Mexican League, so he's no longer in the Long Island Ducks. So
He's
you
done?
missed that opportunity.
We were going to a game in July from camp. Oh man!
He signed
And Trevor
with the
Bauer
Do
was
you
your,
think
like,
that
your
means
highlight
that
you wanted to see?
he was booted from here, or is this a step up for him?
This is where he was last year or 2 years ago.
So is this a step up?
It's a step up from the Ducks.
But he keeps to bouncing around.
It's not good
It
when
seems
you're
like-
hesitating on if it's a step up from the Ducks, by the way.
Asher, what's going on this week?
So I have a lot, thank God, going on. We're starting up at camp, ended school. I want to just shout out all of the incredible people who work in Hank. What a beautiful year we had, and not an easy one. We moved into our new building, but thank God it was such a beautiful year. But what I have on my mind, it's funny you said your animals, Dave, because I saw a story on the news today that I cannot get out of my head, and I'm curious your takes on it. Virginia giraffes, young giraffes, were missing since 2025. Were found today. How does a giraffe go missing? Like, it's a huge... I understand if I went missing, but how does a giraffe go missing?
Was it missing in the zoo?
No, it was somebody took it.
Wait, so someone
Virginia
stole
Attorney
a
General's
giraffe?
office says missing giraffe calves linked to the Natural Bridge Zoo have been located and placed in a facility that specializes in giraffe care. The calves disappeared in 2025 and were found following an extensive investigation. If I went missing, I don't think anybody would care. But anyway, John, what's on your mind this week?
So we had a great Shabbos, and for the first time since we started the pod, we had the 3 of us together for a Shabbos lunch, which was a ton of fun. And
It was like our
I had,
annual dinner. It was great.
It was like an annual dinner, but lunch. And I had one job. My wife said, okay, go get ices for dessert. And so I went to Stop
In
and Shop,
plastic.
picked them up, put them in the freezer, and I don't know what happened, But Shabbos day, we went to take them out. They were melted, not frozen at all. And I
really
felt like
crazy.
I let everybody down, like I let the podcast down, and that's been eating at me.
I want
If it
you
makes
to know.
you feel any better, I didn't know those ices were in existence, so I wasn't expecting them.
We also, Dave, have a WhatsApp group that you don't seem to know. But I want you to know, John, we were walking home, and Gavi, my youngest, turned to me and he said, "That was so much fun, but I'm really sad about my ices." So you let him down.
Gavi, fan of the show, Gavi, I'm sorry that I let you down. I know that the kids listen, but next time, in a year from now when we do our next Shabbos lunch together, I am here with the ices. And by the way, shout out to myself. We had a problem with the freezer, and guess what? I fixed it. So just want to
Wow,
throw that out
nice.
there. I fixed
Was that the
freezer.
reason why they didn't freeze?
Yeah, it was.
Speaking
We had a problem
of
with the
fixing
freezer.
things, I am the worst at computers, and there was a secretary, this was like, I'm waiting for the IT person to come because they know how to fix my second screen. And I said, I'm pretty good at that. And I unplugged the back and replugged it. She's like,
Wow.
wow, thank you so much.
Wait, one
Wow,
second. You work,
Dave,
you work,
technical genius.
you work 7 days a week, 24/7. You also
Yeah.
have a second
It's a
screen?
thing. It's a thing.
And you also have a second screen. Wow.
Amazing.
Everybody has
you.
a second screen, no?
I have one, but I never use the second one ever.
That would be like a great
John
name
just
for a podcast,
got a
second
fancy
screen.
wrap screen. You could tell us all about your wrap screen.
I did get a fancy wrap screen, but that's not what people want to hear about. We've got comedian Eli Lebowicz coming up.
We actually did interview him before we did this. He was phenomenal. It's a great interview. I think this is going to be our funniest episode. for
Definitely
sure.
our funniest episode for sure. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Eli Lebowicz.
Do-do-do-do-do-do.
All right, there he is. Eli Lebowicz, welcome to the Carpool Guys podcast.
Okay. I'm not trying to be mean. Did you spike up your hair for this episode?
Oh, he totally did.
You
Yes,
totally
the three-
did. It's
He did.
Three
you're
tufts,
pull- you're-
three
you-
tufts of hair.
You worked on
I
that.
wanted to show off.
That is gel.
all-
You put gel in
show
your hair,
off
didn't
as
you?
much hair as I had.
We'll take an extra moment.
I wanted to be like.
We
oh,
really
yeah.
appreciate that you worked on it for us. It's very nice of you.
Yeah, well, nothing like frantically being like, "Hey, where's my microphone?" Nope, I don't. My son stole my cord. All right,
Oh,
great.
no.
Let me log into Riverside. Great. Oh,
That's
my
me every
Chrome
week.
is. My Chrome is too outdated. Okay, great. Let me try on Safari. Sorry, we only let you use Chrome and Edge. Is this what being a 90-year-old man feels like?
Yes.
This is just, like,
Yes, it is.
horrible.
Welcome.
Horrible experience.
And you're younger
No.
than us, so let me tell you, it's really bad.
It's like my Chrome has been out of date for centuries, and I just say update, and I have no idea why it never updates. And it's just like, your Chrome is out of date. So there's like an old Louis C.K. joke where he's just like, he like goes to the doctor, and the doctor's like, you gotta do these exercises every day. He's like, yeah, then the pain will go away. He's like, no, you just gotta do them now every day. That's your life.
That is our lives.
It's so true. Welcome to old age.
Yep.
Ellie, welcome to the show. It's really exciting to have you here.
That's all I see, by the way.
Okay,
I
you're
know.
still on the hair day.
I know. No, there's a Simpsons episode where like, I know, they're like, oh, they're like at Hitchy Scratchy Land, and then one of the robots is like an axe and chops off Homer's two hair. And he's like, my hair.
Will it make you better if I like draw the same thing?
No.
This is tremendous podcasting, by the way, as Dave is fixing his hair for all.
No,
the
I'm not
listeners
fixing
out
my
there.
hair. I drew the same thing, but it didn't come off the same.
Did you guys see Toy Story 5 yet? 'Cause
No,
not yet.
I know this is not the Disney podcast. For the record, it was excellent. Just saying. But it's for adults and not kids.
I heard it's
now I see
depressing.
it.
I heard it's sad.
It's sad in some ways, but I'm saying it's like I wrote a joke during the movie. I brought my son to see Toy Story 5, and he's like, "Is this an intervention?" Is
Is that
about
like
like
you, Ellie? You'll go somewhere and you're doing whatever, and all of a sudden the joke pops in there. You're like, I gotta write this down, and the family is like, "What are you doing?"
Do you know what I felt like having to like pull out my phone or during a movie that shows you how terrible technology is and be like, let me write this joke down quick. That is what happened. I mean, I didn't bring a notebook with me just in case, if like
You're
the
inspired.
lightning strikes. Because you have to catch that
Yeah,
like
but what do you do on
moment in a bottle.
Shabbos? There's probably a lot of weird stuff that happens on
There's
Shabbos.
invisible
You're like, oh,
first of all, that's why my album and Netflix special will be called "Remind Me After Shabbos."
Oh,
by the
that's
way,
so good.
because that is
That's
the perfect
really
title.
good.
That's for everybody, but a comedian. That's the most applicable title. Of like, I go to my wife and I say, "Wait, remember these jokes and whatever." And then after Shabbos, she'll say, "I was supposed to remind you of something," and I'm like,
That's very good.
It's actually
Wonderful.
funny you say that because you just reminded me from that story. John, you were supposed to remind me to tell you something on
and I was
Motzei
supposed to
Shabbos,
remind you to tell him to tell
and
him
I don't
something.
remember what it was.
Oh, from our Shabbos line. Ooh, yeah.
You were supposed to remind me to tell you something, and then Asher said he'll remind me to tell
Yep.
you.
None of this happens.
but this is, but also this was the solace of watching the movie Toy Story 5. I'm not spoiling it, but I was like, oh, we have a little bit of a defense of this because we have Shabbos.
Yes.
So it's like, it's talking about like, toys versus technology. It was like, yeah, we have a whole day where like people are still playing with toys.
I hear
Not
that's
to
going to
get,
be the
like-
next Toy Story movie, actually.
Not to get.
Well, I said it's a movie sponsored by the Shabbos Project.
It's true. I think only recently did I really begin to understand the beauty of like Shabbos because of all of the crazy technology that distracts us. And it's like you turn it off. You're like, and even the 3D Yontif, I'm like, goodbye phone. I don't want to see you for 3 days. It's amazing.
Asher, do I have to remind you? Some people in this group have their phones 24/7.
24/7.
Yes, Dave is 24/7. Elliot, I don't want to be the one to tell you, but Dave is really important, and he needs to have his phone on him all the time.
I think I once compared Hatzalah guys to like that kid who like got permission to go to the teacher's lounge. Like, hey, by the way, just so you know, like you're allowed to be in here.
Somebody asked me, they're like, "What does Dave do for a living? He's on call 24/7." I'm like, I think he manages, homes for people. It's like, oh, okay, I really didn't know, and I'm like, yeah, he's an important guy.
I don't want to knock anybody, but when
But I will.
Showman first came out, they also
Showman?
started walking around with the walkie-talkies, and I felt like they went full blast. Like their volume was the loudest. You had to hear in the middle of davening that their walkie-talkies were set to the highest level.
The highest one.
All their entire, instead of a ringtone or instead of a thing, it should just say I'm important. I'm important.
and then Chaderim came along. Somebody on Bradley Street needs a boost. By
the way, when Ami, and Mikey did one of our J sketches for like this organization about like dealing with like very tough questions, like wills and halachic wills and stuff like that. And like I'm like the scene is I'm trying to like have a serious conversation with my family, and like the scene is my yeshivish brother is like, can you just like, what's that mean? And he has like 3 phones.
I'm just requesting if I ever join Hatzalah, I want a special edition one that just says, "I'm a middle child. Please pay attention to me." That's what I want.
Gary Goldman's bit. Gary Goldman has a bit where he says, "I'm such an empath that I care so much about people's feelings that whenever I see like close-up magic, I can't appreciate it." He said, I went to a show and a guy pulled a card out of an orange. And instead of appreciating it, I was just thinking, like, you must have been such a lonely childhood.
So, Ellie, you mentioned, doing J-Sketch with Ami and some of the other guys. How did that get started? You've been doing stand-up for years, and all of a sudden we're seeing you with these other comedians. So give us a little secret origin.
1 second. Before you get started,
Yes.
Can we cameo just like as extras in the back? Just whatever.
Shameless ask.
It's a shameless ask.
the amount of requests that people are like, if you need someone to or like be like, hey, you want to collaborate and like write with us?
I just need to be the guy in the back picking his nose. I don't need anything special.
So I would really love to do like an LL sketch, and you need like 1,000 extras, but we got to get that LL centric
That your
guy.
seat is optional on LL? That would be amazing.
Just in general, just an LL sketch to me is. I really want to do a parody of the Lior Suchard safety video.
That'd be fun. But you could also do it as musical chairs, and everybody gets up from their chair. That would be amazing.
So I think at the beginning of it, I remember after October 7th, like there's like 2 like cowboy guys from like Montana went to Israel. There was a story about these 2 like ranchers because there were all these people who were in the army and they couldn't like take care of their farms.
Okay.
So like these ranchers from Montana or whatever went to Israel. But I just wanted to do a sketch of these guys who were like the most Christian people in the world. And then 2 days in Israel, they're like smoking, driving a cab. Just nothing. It became Israeli.
So tell us about J-Sketch. How did J-Sketch get started?
So J-Sketch started. It actually started with me doing comedy full time in 2023. So 2023, which is so I tell people I had a conversation at a Shabbos meal. I said, "Oh, so this is my 4th year of doing comedy full time." Everyone's like, "So you've been doing it 4 years?" I said, "I guess so. I'm into my 4th year." It was like a low on the cloud. I was like, "This is stupid."
That's good.
So beginning of 2023, I did comedy full time, and it happened to be that I had met Ami when he was doing stand-up like a little bit initially. He wasn't doing it so much. He was doing music and other things and a big Instagram following. And I met him at a gig at Stand-Up New York once, and then I met him at Vacation Village in the Catskills. And we were talking, and I basically started with talking to him, saying I had this idea in my head of a sketch, but I don't know how to make it happen. My idea was Esther's told by Mordechai, "Don't tell anyone you're Jewish." But what if she's like Fran Drescher from The Nanny? And it's like the most that was my like concept of the idea. And I'm like, oh, this is so funny. Spoiler: I have another idea of Abraham working at his dad's idol shop. To me, that's so funny. And he's like the guy. He's like, it's like Tires, where he's just terrible at selling idols. that's
the sketch that you guys did on Yom Ha'atzmaut was so perfect. It was so hysterical.
Thank you.
That's my Rebbe. Both of them.
Everyone's like, yeah, you nailed the Nebi rabbi. I was like, I was kind of just playing myself. Thank you. So that's also sometimes the distinction. We're all like friends. I say it's a little bit like the Three Stooges sometimes, but like sometimes there's Shemp instead of Curly. You know what I mean? So J-Sketch was like me, Ami, and Mikey together, and I had known Mikey also from like the Jewish comedy world's very small to begin with. At one point I was talking to him about it and about that Esther sketch, and then we realized like Mikey was living in New Jersey and Ami lives in New Jersey and I live in New Jersey. So we were able to make it happen, and then slowly we just able to like have, hey, we got to do like, hey, we have a Shavuos idea. Then we did the Shavuos Shirim and stuff like that. And then things built. And then we did like a restaurant sketch, not the restaurant one with the mashgiach, the restaurant one where like a Jewish guy goes to a non-kosher restaurant and they're like, "Can we get you anything to eat?" He's like, "No, I'm fine." And he has like a whole bag of like herring and like Tam-Tams, and like he has like a light to check for bugs, and just so over the top. That still is one of my favorite ones. So we started doing that, and then Jovi started doing like stand-up more and getting more involved in general. We've also had Jovi as a guest in some of them, and like Liz Glazer in some of them. But like people were like, "Oh, that J sketch of Jewish Jeopardy, like that wasn't technically a J sketch.
Oh my God.
That was like Jovi really wrote a big portion of that, or most of it, and like I helped with. I was like, I knew Ami could do a Devin Bashevkin, so it's like you have to do a video clue as Devin Bashevkin. That was like I had like a couple key contributions to that. Also, the funny thing on that sketch, the Jeopardy, is like in the WhatsApp chat of like, hey, what should we wear costume wise? Liz is like, okay, I have like a multicolored kippah, I'll bring a guitar. And Ami's like, I gotta dress this. And I asked Dovi, I was like, what should I wear as like Howie from Woodmere, the accountant? He's like, just come as you are.
My kids know that by heart. They will literally repeat it line by line.
And it's funny because a few weeks later, I actually went to a simcha that was more of the Tikkun Olam type simcha.
Oh, Shalom.
I literally, when I saw my first multicolored yarmulke, on the security guard,
yeah.
I couldn't help but laugh because I was thinking about that sketch.
I get so much joy when there are certain imprints that I have in that. Like I'm like, okay, in the final Jeopardy, I was like, Liz has to be the one to instead of doing Tikkun Olam, she does Yehu Shlomi Das from Mitzvah. Like I was like, I had to like add those things. But yeah, people coming up to us and saying like, okay, I love like Jewish Jeopardy, or people like, oh my God, the Send It from like the Israel Supplies, or like people still say Sium.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if you know the Sium one, right? The funniest part about the Sium one is that Rabbi Moshe Weinberger from H. Kodesh, who's like a very serious rabbi, who's a good sense of humor, on one of his shiurim he's talking about the 9 days, and he says the 9 days stuff is coming out. He's like, I don't know if you've seen this, sketch, and he like gives this whole 2-minute like talk about it. He's like, but he says it's Narishkeit, so I try not to remember it. Then he gives a whole plug for it, and he like gives the whole thing, and then he says at the end, he says, well, all 8 Sundays aside, and I said that would make a great name for a comedy album. He goes through all the beats of it, and he's just like, I try to, it's Narishkeit, so I try not to remember it. I'm like, oh, we did it. We got it.
You made an impression.
But I also think that's the best way of, I mean, not like we're trying to give Musser, but like that is the subtle way to do it, where it's like, hey, maybe these Siums are losing the forest for the trees, when you're like, hey, you can't go a week without eating meat for a second. So you're like, I'm going to learn this thing just so I can have a party during the 9 days.
I think you guys are right on that, and you did that in the I don't remember, it was Yom Ha'atzmaut or Yom Yerushalayim? I can't remember.
Yom Ha'atzmaut.
It was Yom Ha'atzmaut. You did that so well when you were like, of course I haven't made Aliyah yet. It was so sharp and yet like veiled and funny.
Well, I had to. I think for some of that, I mean, what I think we really bring to the table, and I include this with like Dovi's content as well, or like if you Reggie Shorts on Instagram, like is really hitting the pulse of the Frum community in a real way that really hasn't been done, I think, in a very good way before. There is the level of like, it's like when West Wing mentions YU, it's like they made fun of us, but they mentioned us, so like. But there is like the bar has been pretty low for Frum content. That is
John and I's origin story. We became friends over the West Wing. So
there you go.
You took it
That's
to
great.
our
Magic words.
I love Josh Molina on Twitter. His account still used to say, "I ruined the West Wing."
Yeah, we agree.
That's great. That's so funny. Yeah. So, but I'm saying like hitting the pulse of like. Of certain things. We released a video for the sending supplies to Israel. Like we're like, okay, we have to talk about the war, October 7th, after October 7th. We couldn't talk about October 7th itself because it's too sad and too horrifying. But like, okay, what's an angle that we can find that is that's making fun of what we can make fun of? Like, okay, the American response of just like, let's send deodorant and send what we can and be ridiculous and send Bamba and Israeli products to Israel. Like all the things that we can do, because we're like, okay, this is what everybody in most of our circles is talking about and thinking about and on their minds. This is what we're going to do. Like I still would love to do a video about the stress between summer camp and school in August, where you're just like, everybody's just like, what do we do for these 3 weeks, whatever. So I mean, I really wish, and this is, I hope your reach is there. I wish there was like some, benefactor who was just like, can you just make all this content for these things? Because there's so many ideas we could do. I would love to do it. It was just a matter of like, Ami's, doing Tucker Carlson and whatever. No, I'm saying like, Ami's all, all over the place.
He does it almost every day. No? He makes like a video.
That's how you really build a following that I haven't learned. That's why I'm a dinosaur, where I'm just like, how do you use Google Chrome? Like, so but I'm saying that's how Dovi built up his thing. That's how you really build it up. You post and it's like your own TV show. Like, okay, it's the Ami show. And it's like, what's Dovi talking about today? And I think in a very smart, intelligent way, because I think, people know, meaning I think it's gotten to the point with like J Sketch also that like people can be like, hey, I'm gonna watch this even if it's 11 minutes for that Jeopardy one, or even if it's 6 minutes for something else. People are like, I'm gonna watch this because I trust the payoff is going to be like when you see a Pixar movie. Not to do a callback, but not when you see a Pixar movie, for the most part, you can trust it.
Please, I'm asking you not to talk about Pixar anymore.
Fine, Christopher Nolan.
I was told not to talk about Pixar today.
Christopher Nolan, even if.
Listen, that was our last episode of the other podcast. We're not talking Pixar.
Oh my god!
I'm very proud of Dave. I'm very proud of Dave because I told him not to bring it up, but Ellie, you brought it up, so it's free game now. Go ahead, Dave. Pile on.
I mean, I'm sitting there. Listen, Asher and John know for every 20 messages on the WhatsApp, you might get like a one-word answer from me. And I didn't come
because you're dealing with 3 hot salad calls a day. For somebody with so many phones, you really don't use any of them.
so I'm sitting there, and
let him get another one in.
I come into that podcast, and I heard like you picked the topic Pixar, and I'm sitting there like, wow, these people are like really did research on these things. I'm like, I have like a list of like 1-word answers. Toy Story 1, Toy Story 2, Moana, whatever you want to just fill in the blank. And then all of a sudden you're like digging deep for like 20 minutes about the
You really went deep on that
story.
one. You did.
I mean,
Like,
listen,
what the hell did I get myself into?
Oh boy.
I would love to be on a more interesting rewatchables, but like,
I think one thing that I'm hearing is that the comedy has changed really. It's not just the stand-up gigs. You have to be out there every day on the social media. I mean, Asher likes to call out. It's not Vines anymore, but those videos are very.
You say Vines all the time. On Shabbos, you said Vines
Dave
at the table.
loves Vines.
3 times, 4 times.
Vines, like everyone's like, are you talking about GameCube? Like,
I think it died in 2014.
But that, by the way, that is the thing about comedy. That Mitch Hedberg, Olva Shalom, has a joke where he says, if you work as a comedian, and then you work really hard to be a comedian, people are like, oh, can you act? And then he's like, it's like if you worked really hard to be a chef, and then people are like,
Right.
oh, can you also farm?
Right.
So that's what trying to do comedy in like, I'm like, hey, I worked on these jokes really hard that I wrote on Twitter, and then somebody just steals them in WhatsApp, and then but like now it's like, hey, can you also video yourself doing this? And I'm like, no, I can write these jokes that I don't have other skills, and that's it. But yeah, so you have to be kind of like balance a lot of things all at once.
What would you say is your favorite joke or your favorite like this is gonna be like amazing, and it completely bombed?
Oh, mine.
Of your favorite thing, like I mean, I sometimes will give a speech here and there, and I'll say something, and I'm like, this is gonna be great. Everybody's gonna laugh, and then I could talk about whatever I'm about to talk about, and then nobody laughs. You get a bunch of blank stares. But in my head, I'm like, that was hilarious.
Can confirm,
Right.
by the way.
Right. I'm trying to think of myself. No, all my jokes land all the time. No, I'm trying to think, because it's also like when I'm trying something new, which is why it's convenient. And Dovey has a lot of these shows in like the 5 Towns of the Cheese Store, which are like really, he calls
Like
it these
he's
jokes
there
are for practice.
every day. Does he go
But
just
like-
because the coffee is good? Like,
No, because the reason he goes, I mean, and I understand this, is because there's no open mic for Jewish jokes. I can't go to an open mic and be like, guys, Kiddush Shemana, am I right? Like,
It's funny you say that. I proposed to my wife doing stand-up at an open mic. And my problem was I had a heckler. So every single joke I said, he would say, that's not right. That's not fair. And I didn't know how to really respond to him.
well, why do you have your mother-in-law join you at the show?
My mother-in-law is my biggest fan. I have to give her a shout out. On every single thing that we post, she's the first person to like it. But it did take her a year and a half to realize we had a podcast.
I'm just
She
telling you.
also has 3 phones.
I called my mother on Friday. My parents live in Israel, and I called my mother. I hadn't spoken to her in a couple of days, and she didn't pick up the phone. Then she calls me back a little bit later, and she goes, I'm so sorry. I was actually listening to your podcast, and I didn't want to. I was in the middle of something, and I actually was finding it very interesting, the story you were telling about this lady who was adopted. I didn't really want to pick up the phone when you called me. I was like, I don't know how to feel about that. On the one hand, thanks for listening. On the other hand, I'm really insulted.
Asher, she prefers the edited version of
I
you.
enjoyed the recorded version of you.
Exactly. I can turn you off. It's nice.
That feels like the story of the cover, the guy who yells at his wife for not having the right challah cover. You're like, what are you doing?
It's actually, I'm a person, anybody who knows this knows I win contests like crazy. I've won over hundreds of
insane.
radio contests.
It's literally insane.
It's not normal.
How many Croton watches you have?
Yeah, I have a picture of me with 3 turning point of the game
Crazy,
Mets watches.
crazy.
So I actually think I'm the reason why they stopped sending watches. My wife was talking to my mother, like being a good daughter-in-law, and there was a contest that I really wanted to win, and I wanted 2 phones for it. So I said, hang up the phone. And my wife's like, I'm talking to your mother. And I'm like, hang up the phone. She'll understand. Hang up the phone. And she's like, no, I'm not doing it. And I went outside. I came back. I was all upset because I lost the contest. And she goes, you are 100% wrong. And a few months later, I go to my mom. I go, can we speak to you for a minute? And she goes, yeah, what's the matter?
Wait,
I
were
go,
you with your wife when you asked your mom?
Yes, 100%. I had to prove
So
a
this
point.
was like
It
the
wrong.
settle-
On the hot
settle-
seat. On the
If
hot
I
seat,
told you that, if Avi told you, like, can I hang up and call you right back? David wants to win a contest. What would you say? It's 100% call. You call, win the contest and call me back.
So that's also why wives are terrible stenographers. Where like, you know, they'll just be like, my wife will be like on the phone, will be like, Ellie wants me to hang up right now. It's like, that, don't say it like that. That's not what I said. That's not like, have the court reporter read back what I said. I just say, can I talk to you for a second? I always find it ironic when athletes like, you know, when they lose like a parent or something, and they're playing like the next day, and it's like, it's what my father would have wanted.
I love that.
And I'm like, the most un-Jewish thing I've ever heard.
I love that. And when the whole team, the guy literally dies, he gets flattened by a bus, and he's like, it's what he would have wanted for us to continue playing the game. If I was Mirta Hashem, one day I will become a professional athlete, and I am going to write in my will, please do not play the game I die. Please don't. I don't want you to. It's not what I wanted.
Do people that are passionate about other careers do the same thing? Like the garbage man the next day says, it's what my dad wanted me to
do. He said, I want you up at 4 a.m. doing the job nobody wants. Wait, you were saying what my favorite joke... Oh, that doesn't line. I mean, I always thought that one of the things that I think is so funny is a joke about the Makos. You know, there's a medrash that says that Paro in Egypt, he only went to the bathroom once a day because he wanted everyone in Egypt to think he was a god. So he only went once a day. First of all, I'm older now, so like going to the bathroom once a day, very impressive. I'm just saying. Like I did when I was younger, it was like you're supposed to say 100 brachos a day. I was like, I say Asher Yatzar like 10 times a day. That's not so bad. Like, you know. So I said that Par would go to the bathroom once a day, early in the morning before anybody would see. So, and it says that before, you know, the plague of Dam, it said Moshe would went to Paro at the bank of the Nile River and told Paro, because of your stubbornness, God has turned all the waters of Egypt into blood. You think like Paro pulls up his pants and he's like, so you're saying I don't need to see a urologist? Because that is amazing news. And like, to me, I don't know why it doesn't always work. Maybe it's too much information.
I think it's
too
too
much
long.
medrash.
I think it's too long.
It's too long. Okay, that's fine.
You cut it a little shorter, it's fine. It's just
cut it a little shorter.
I would say if it was me, I would throw in hemorrhoids in there. I think that's more relatable.
But that's so much grosser and so much more of a
That's
gross.
why it's funny.
I just love the idea. I love the idea of him checking, and then I also like have a version where it's like, hey, call Susan, cancel an appointment with Dr. Steinberg. It's only a plague. Baruch Hashem. Like, you know, like maybe that's the angle. Send me the recording of this.
That's very funny.
Use it on stage.
It's unfortunate that didn't
so,
land.
No, I'm saying like again, it's also like I remember I had a joke years ago where I said, how about, you know, Nachshon? It says that Nachshon, but we not have won it before he jumped into the Yam Suf. You know, it went up to his head, and like it didn't split right away. I was like, that must have been a really awkward 45 seconds. Where everyone's like, dude, it's water. What are you doing? And his mom yells out, he's not a good swimmer. I remember telling that joke many years ago, and somebody said you can't make a joke about Nachshon. I got another Mitch Hedberg joke. He said, I was on television, and a guy saw me at the airport. I was next to a guy, and he said, hey, I saw you on television, but you did not say whether or not he thought I was good. He just confirmed the fact that I was on television. And then I saw the guy. I turned away from him, and I said, hey, I saw you at the airport about a minute ago, and you were good. And so the whole song about the Rebbe, like keeping playing, and I told that whole joke, and then I did this show for like older people in like the middle of the day at 12:30 in the afternoon. Very ideal time and crowd. I said I was supposed to do 42 minutes. I did about 31 because I was banking on laughs. And and after the show, I said 6 people came up to me and said my favorite thing to hear, which is, "Can I give you some feedback?"
Oh.
And I said I would love feedback.
I love
That's
that.
why I do this.
I love it when people come after I speak. People come over like, you know, I think I'm like, okay, here we go.
Oh, of course. So one of the bits of feedback I got was somebody came up to me and said, after the night of my joke, they said, "Don't make fun of Rebbeim. My son's a Rebbe, okay?" And he's.
I want you to know, I'm a Rebbe. I love it.
Note to self, you're in my next
Go
bit.
ahead.
No, anybody normal can understand.
Yes,
This is a hypothetical
100%.
scenario.
That is what humor is all about.
Don't make fun of this thing. And whatever. I'm working on a whole bit about Moshe Rabbeinu. That's my bigger chunk of Moshe Rabbeinu.
Do you know Ari Mirzov?
I don't think so.
He's a Rebbe in Florida. I think he works in Morrisha also. I was inspired by him that he used to put on his test, or still does, write a joke that I would laugh at. Now I write, please write a non-racist, sexist, appropriate joke that I would laugh at. For some reason, they don't read well, so it's always racist and sexist, but it's really funny. I can't repeat any of their jokes right now, but they look at me, they're like, can you read my joke? And I read it, and I'm like, please don't laugh. Don't laugh.
Okay.
Don't laugh. Don't laugh. It's really funny, but don't laugh.
Oh, you have to sit there as you read it with them?
They make me after. They don't care what they got in the test. They want to see if I enjoyed their joke.
That's like Deli Cosmo. That's like, you have to say a Devar Torah, and I have to like it.
Yes. Yes.
Wait, but that reminds me. This is a very long-winded Mike Kaplan joke, but Mike Kaplan is one of my favorite comedians, and he's one of the best comedians who nobody's ever heard of. He spells it MYQ, and he's really phenomenally brilliant. So he has a joke where he says, you know, people always come up to you and say, hey, can I do my joke at you, just a lot more racist? So they just go up to you and tell jokes. So like this woman says, hey, I loved your joke, like, can I give you a joke? And I'm like, all right, ready. How is this? It's always racist. He's like, how is this going to be racist? This old lady comes up to me and she says, what kind of pants does Mario wear? And I'm just thinking to myself, okay, how is this going to be racist? Okay, Mario's Italian, but he's made by Japanese. Sushi pants, that's not a thing. I'm like, I don't know, what kind of pants does Mario wear? And she says, denim, denim, denim. I'm like, all right, nice, that's good.
That's good. I like that.
And then she says, can I tell you one more joke?
Oh,
and
God.
she says, how do you find Will Smith in the snow? She says, you look for the Fresh Prince. And then I was like, oh, you got me again. And I was like, and then she said, she's like, you know what, lady, thank you so much. She said, yeah, I just wanted to, you gave me such a nice laugh tonight with your jokes, and I just wanted to return the favor because you gave me such a good night out, and normally I hate Jews. And it's like perfect. It's so perfect.
I'm gonna fanboy a little bit. I
Sure.
want to know how the origin of the Sota joke, because I love it.
Oh,
I
yeah.
also think it is brilliant that you have no
Thank you.
segue whatsoever. It's unbelievable. You just go like, "What's the deal with the Sota?"
These
And
will
it's
be
like,
in the show notes. It's like Seinfeld
I think it's
doing
so
Torah.
fun.
What's the
You
deal
did a
with
show.
Buzzy?
You did a show in West Thames. I think we were all there.
I
You
wasn't
did a
there.
show. You weren't there, Dave?
I
was
never
there
heard
at
of him. Why
table.
would I go to the show?
Wow.
God, why would I go to this Pixar enthusiast?
No.
Anyway, and you get up there and you tell this joke, and you're like going through it, and you throw this out there, and I really was dying. I was dying. I couldn't, like, all you did say was like, and then the driving home, that must be the most awkward conversation, and who's gonna give this couple a baby? I was dying. So how do
thank
you
you.
get there?
So the origins of it, because by the way, I used to like read through the Parsha and be like, I don't know if it was like, I wasn't trying to Kiru, but I like read through the Parsha and be like, let me come up with a joke about the Parsha like each week or something like that. And like, think of it like that. Like I just reread something that like sometimes I'll search like Facebook or Twitter or X, whatever. And I'll just like search for the thing. So like Korach, for example, right? I searched Korach and it just says like, Korach was like, hey, you want to do Gwila? And Korach's like, that's it, I'm out of here. Like, that's what set him off. So like sometimes it's just that simple where I'm just like, I'm thinking of these scenarios. So for Sota, I remember at some point reading it, and I was thinking about the idea of like, hey, so like she like blows up and whatever. So the original version of that joke, at least the core of it, and I probably posted this on Facebook, like just in words, just saying like, I said, I bet watching a Sota explode must have been horrifying. But I bet there was like one guy in the back who was like a huge Mortal Kombat fan. He was like, fatality! which if you hear the recording of that joke, I say, I bet watching a Sota explode, and then I just kind of trail off and I never come back to the original thing. But like I'm realizing I was like, I mean, I guess I can reshare that because Mortal Kombat's back. But But yeah, so that was the original thing of it. I'm just like imagining, because I remember playing Mortal Kombat as a kid, or number two, where it's
Right.
like there's a like Katana, one of the characters like kisses the guy, and he like blows up, and I'm just like, oh my god, that's what's like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like when you hear Torah stories as a kid,
Yes.
you have this like visual, like Asav is like Roger Klotz from the show Doug with like crazy red hair. There are certain people, like, you know what I mean? You think of like the biblical character. You think of like a cartoon that you know of when you think of these people. So like me coming up with like a Parsha joke, or like something where I'm like, hey, like a Parsha bit, or something about the Torah. I like to think of behind the scenes. I mean, one of probably a big influence in the most recent years, or the last, I don't know, 15 years, this guy named Simon Rich. Simon Rich was a former writer for SNL, and he like wrote with a lot like with John Mulaney and whatever. It's a bunch of books. So he has this book. It's like little vignettes, little like 2-page, 3-page little things, like mini scenarios. And he has his book called Ant Farm. And what the opening thing, it says the ride back to Beersheba. And it's Abraham and Yitzhak walking back after the Al-Qaeda.
Oh, wow.
And Abraham's like, you're not going to tell your mom about that, right? You want to go for ice cream?
That's very, very
so,
good.
which again, so that's like an amazing
Yes.
thing. If I was ever giving, somebody's like, you should give this shir on Shavuos about Torah. And I was like, I would love to give like the 3 a.m. slot. I would do it like called like awkward moments in Tanakh. Like just like these like things that we just kind of take for granted that are just like, what? Let's take a second and think about that for a sec.
I'm
and
just
like,
going to caution you, because I gave the 3 a.m. slot on shows. It was terrible.
well, of course, you're competing with. The only thing that's harder to compete with Jews than food is sleep.
Sleep, yeah.
Speaking of the Parsha, you know, I appreciate, sometimes I read in the Jewish press, it's almost like they only follow you, because like every other joke in the Jewish press is from your Twitter account or X account.
The memes of the week. Or whatever,
the memes of the week. Thing. So you had the one, it was perfect. It was a perfect fit, because you had the Women Yama one with the Miraglia.
Yeah. Which again, I have to say I stole from myself, because
That's okay.
No, because I searched an old picture. There's an old picture of Ellie De La Cruz and Jose Altuve standing next to each other, and I said, "Oh, the Canaanites and the spies," and then I was like, "Oh, this is perfect!" Like Wemby, like I was like, "This is great!" Like, yeah. So I was able to do that, but I realized that the key to getting into the Jewish press is make sure to tweet a good joke on Monday or Tuesday before press time. Because like if it's Thursday or Friday, I'm like, "That's what you used." I had such good ones. I had such a good one on Friday morning.
Literally every other one is you, and that one.
And then there are ones that are like general ones that are like, "Why are you like tweeting like Jackson Hinkle?" Like,
so my wife pulled out a Eli Lebowicz impersonation, but we are our in-laws are friends, the Wildmans and the Wolves. They are we go all the way back into being that sukkah with the thing that drops down before they made Aliyah. But my wife said
you have to give a lot of context.
You need a lot of context. There was like this secret string in the sukkah where your father-in-law would drop it down, and it would whatever. It was the candy.
It's a candy basket. If you sing or you do Dvar Torah, for the kids, it's like a magical candy basket that lowers. It's a really nice minhag.
My wife was watching the parade with me. Of course, we have our choice words to say about certain mayors and whatever. But she saw what he was wearing in the jersey. First, he was wearing his shirt, then the jersey, and then his jacket. And he's like, he's dressed like a Rebbe. He is absolutely dressed like a Rebbe.
A few people said that to me. They're like, "Oh, he's like a Rebbe on field trip day or whatever."
Yeah.
Or like,
and I feel like you've said that before. You've said the parade. I feel like you talk about it. What are parade Rebbe's wearing today?
Well, it's really funny because when you said the parade, I was like, "You mean the Israel parade?" Like, so I was like, "I don't think Mamdani was there."
That's the only parade that I think about.
The parade. That was a line cut in the Yom Ha'atzmaut sketch that I wanted to do of Dovi's character as the Yeshivish Rebbe being like, they make me do Yom Ha'atzmaut and they can make me go to the stupid parade in New York City traffic in a month from now. I'm not even with Mamdani.
That's so sad that they made you cut that. They
didn't make us. It was just for matter for time and
sure, for time.
But it was another one. Yeah, there was some other good one. I feel like David Bashakad was the one who really started this trend of like kind of like quote tweeting like pictures, memes, and then just being like, hey, let's repurpose this for Judaism. Like, still one of my favorite ones was when Charles became king. He's wearing like the purple robe and the crown, and I just said, when your kid finally becomes Shabbos Abba.
We talked about Twitter and Instagram and all the different social media pieces that you're involved with. We put out a couple social media clips and in a video just of the Israel parade, and the amount of really
it went super viral for us.
Right, for us we considered it super viral, but the crazy amounts of
there were like 5 people who watched it. It was amazing.
Exactly.
It was Dave's mom 3 times.
Exactly. But it was crazy because for us that was really like our first foray into like, wow, we made it because the sheer volume of anti-Jewish, anti-Israel, anti-Semitic stuff that we got in response was like, wow, really super eye-opening. And you've been in so many ways using your comedy as like a frontline defender of Israel here. But how do you do it? I'm sure you get more than your fair amount of people who, for every joke you post, have something about Israel they want to say or something about Jews. Like, what is your online interaction like right now, just with the masses?
Can I just tell that story first? That what happened the other day when we posted about Jalen Brunson, that I relate to Brunson and he must be Jewish because I'm short and he's
tell the story.
Relatively short. So the guy posted on it was on Instagram. He's like, Zionism is dying. You guys only have 150 followers. And we're like, that really hurts. Why'd you make it
that's very painful. Not so much the Zionism is dying, but him making fun of our follower account was really, really tough.
I think I got something like, I got like a mean tweet that's like, you're just a bald fat Zionist, and I was like, oh man, way to hit me right in the core. Just like I visited my uncle last week in Chicago, and he's like, you look pregnant. And I was like, oh, thank you so much. I'm so glad I made this visit.
I actually had a positive interaction. They said, I'm not too lazy enough to commit genocide.
Right, we had told a story about Dave being really lazy, and the guy writes like, not too lazy to commit genocide, are you? We're like, no, he is. Very much so.
So that's actually one of the things that I also, to tie back to like kind of jokes that don't exactly work, is like, I'm so glad anti-Semites are so off base with their thoughts of like, you guys control the media, whatever, because if they knew the half of it, they would be so much more anti-Semitic. They're like, no, I'm using 3 phones to call in for this radio show. I'm returning this Walmart fridge at the end of the summer. Don't tell anyone.
Unfortunately, I think they know about that one. Unfortunately,
no. But
who is this guy who didn't some guy do this video in Williamsburg or Curious Yoel or whatever?
No, but that guy, right? He already went somewhere else, and then he's like, I'm doing a scoop on Lakewood and whatever, and you're like. But I don't know, just certain things, like, well, at Brooks Brothers, we don't accept returns anymore from these. Or like 7-Eleven Slurpee Day says, we don't have any more, guys. Just stop. We're limiting it to this small cup, not the kid who likes in this giant cup.
So do you respond to them when they post these nasty things?
It depends what again, this is also like where I think this also ties into the J-Sketch stuff, because what J-Sketch does really well is that we're very clear of who we are in terms of, we're not trying to paint this broad brush and be like I call it like BuzzFeed Judaism, like it would be like, this like catch-all, like again, not just tikkun olam, but like this like gefilte fish, mazel, bagel. Like, first of all, I hate when people say mazel instead of mazel tov. That drives me up a wall. So you have to be proud of who you are and like be staunch in your beliefs and who your audience is. And the same thing, like where it's like, I'm like seeing this like Brad Lander guy is almost worse than Mamdani, because he's just like, absolutely. I don't know if you're following this thing, but he's he's
the Jewish guy. Right. Yeah, he's
not just he's the Jewish guy. He's just like clearly like the Rebbe wearing a hat, be like, look at me, like the Steve Buscemi, how do you do, fellow kids? Like, clearly trying to be cool, as opposed to Mamdani, who you may hate his guts for his politics, but he's charming and has not integrity, but he's cool.
He's ruining the parade for me.
I understand.
I have been waiting for this for what I think right now is, I think it's 10 days that I've been a Knick fan, and he ruined it for me.
Well, I can't give a proper shout out. But somebody, the one of my favorite lines on that was, hate to break it to you, like, my bagel's not Jewish.
I think it was Suri Mirza, I think.
I thought that was fun.
I think my bagel's not Jewish. That's the whole thing that I'm talking about. That's also my my fight. This is all part of the same parsha here, where
Yeah.
it's like if your entire Judaism is bagels or whatever, and
Yeah.
that's all you are, then your Jewish identity. And so it's like, and that's what bugs me, where it's like, if you're a Jewish person and you've never been to Israel, you know nothing about Israel, you don't really observe anything and all that stuff, and you're like, I'm going to weigh in on Israel. I don't think you get to. It's like working at McDonald's and be like, as a chef, like that doesn't really let you do that. So I'm saying so the same thing where like, oh, my bagels are Jewish, and it's like, okay, like, yeah, you're going to be the type of person who's like, oh yeah, anti-Semitism isn't a thing. It's just, we don't hate Jews, we hate Zionists. So you hate 85% of Jews? Is that what you mean? Like, and sometimes it's just like a level of logic that like just isn't taken to step, and that's why like, whatever the anti-Semites are saying about the Talmud, I'm like, hey, you guys may want to read the Talmud a little bit more, because like I have very clear arguments when people say this. Like somebody said, oh, the World Cup, like Israel killed all the Palestinian athletes, so they can't do the World Cup. And then I just wrote like, hey, Grok, what happened to the Israeli athletes in the 1972 Olympics?
Yeah.
And like,
Right.
and then somebody, and then somebody's like, well, you're just a genocider. I'm just like, follow my logic, the Shakyavatariya of this Gemara here, and like that, and that is Jewish humor, and that's where it comes from. Is like step A to step B to step C, and that's why we should all pay attention during 3M.
It is very beautiful what you are accomplishing in that way and fighting the good fight. But on the other part of it, we all noticed that when the most recent Iran war picked back up, you had done these shows in Israel, these chesed shows, and you wrote about it on LinkedIn, which is where I see a lot of your writings. And you wrote, this is the thing that I can do to help out. Like I think you encouraged everybody to like dig deep. What is the thing that you can use your creativity? It doesn't necessarily have to be your money, whatever it might be. And I actually found that very, very inspiring, because you were saying like, look, I can make people laugh. I can give them like a little bit of a distraction. And I thought that was really, really inspiring myself. And
Thanks.
I appreciated that you posted it in that way. And I always liked your humor, but that made me like you even more. And that was, I liked it.
Thank you. I mean,
Bamba.
That too.
but that also, by the way, how hilarious was like Israel during like when everybody was like sending supplies, and it was like, hey, did you pack this bag yourself? My whole sisterhood packed it for me. Okay, like. But it's like, can you just be the Israel we know and be cool for like a second? Because like, whose side are you on here? You know these 200 bottles of deodorant that say "Am Yisrael Chai" on them? They're not all for me. Okay, no. So I mean, no, but that was kind of the impetus of it a little bit, where I realized, I would message people and be like, I'm like, listen, I'm in my house in New Jersey, and it's like, as much as like I see the hate online, or like, the day-to-day, it's like scary what we're reading. I'm like, it's nothing compared to what anyone in Israel has been going through the last few years. And I'm just like, you know what? It's like how hard it is for me with my kids in general. Let's imagine how hard it's got to be to like run back and forth to bomb shelters all the time. I'm like, okay, let me think of something to do, especially since it was about around Purim time. And I was like, oh, Purim, like, it's probably going to be very weird for most people, and I don't even know. It felt like COVID all over again.
Yeah.
So
100%.
I was like, okay, let me do what I can in the smallest way. And like, God did not give me the talents of how to keep up with technology and Google Chrome, and He's going to say, okay, you should, do this for people, and it's literally the least I could do. That I'm like, hey, let me take like 45 minutes and do this, and what's a practical, intangible thing I can do other than sending Bob.
Right. But it was beautiful, and
Thank you.
I commend you for it, and I hope that it inspired others. It certainly inspired me, and
Thank
just
you.
Utilizing whatever creativity that we have. I tried to call my mother; she did not pick up the phone. I just want you to know.
She said I was listening to your podcast.
she might have actually been watching your show, and she's like, "That's the son I really want."
funny.
Okay.
Ellie, thank you so much. This has been so much fun, and you've been so great in joining us. Before we wrap up here, where can people find you online, on Instagram?
My Instagram is Ellie Comedyagram, because I'm terrible at social media.
It's also hard to spell your last name. I needed my son to tell me this.
That's fair.
My website is elliecomedy.com for that exact
brilliant.
reason.
Brilliant.
Because Lebowicz is, I say, the dark joke I say is about Lebowicz. People always say, like, why do you spell it so weird? I was like, well, my grandparents had to get the heck out of Europe in a hurry. They didn't have time to double check the spelling. That's the dark
I love
joke
it.
one.
I love dark Holocaust jokes so much.
The other one is when they're like, "Are you sure you want to spell your name WICZ to like my grandfather?" And he's like, "Yeah, worst case scenario, my grandson doesn't get a bunch of emails that he's supposed to." So my website is elliecomedy.com. I'm on Twitter in the trenches with the anti-Semites at Eli Lebowicz, ELILEBOWICZ. Don't blame me for that. I'm on Facebook if you're ready for a colonoscopy.
John just had one.
I had one too. The best sleep of my life.
Better than that Shavuos 6 a.m. Hummus.
No, the truth is that I mean, this is we spoke about this, but I actually left a note for my doctor when he put me out, and when I rolled over, there was a toilet paper taped to my butt with a message to him.
What's sad is this is the second time we're hearing this story.
Oh my God!
Great.
I said I mentioned it before.
You did.
That doesn't make it better. It doesn't make what you did.
We're
better.
very proud of you that you have creativity
It
like
said,
that.
"If lost, call these people."
I thought I wrote. Dr. Schwartzbaum could tell us what I wrote. I think it was like "be kind" or something with a picture of a butt. Be gentle. I don't remember what it was.
I think I remember trying when I got my wisdom teeth out pretty late in life, and I was doing like the laughing gas, and I remember like cracking jokes the whole time, and I'm just like, am I killing in this operating room right now?
Are you doing any shows coming up before we get into our rapid fire?
Can I make one public service announcement before you answer that? My computer said that I have to do an update, and I accidentally pressed an hour. So I don't know what's going to happen. We're almost at that hour.
Oh, boy.
So what do we have to do? John, do you have to save me?
You can come back. You just after
Like
your
it might be
computer
like
finishes
I don't know how long these updates take.
All right, let's
This
do
is
what we
like-
can. Don't worry about
Oh
it
my
right now.
god!
Okay,
All right.
hopefully it won't shut down.
This is like I had a before I did comedy full time. I had jury duty at a grand jury on a Friday, and it was I didn't realize that you could push it off easily. It was the shortest Friday of the year, and I'm like literally. I don't know if you know how a grand jury works. They need like 23 people per jury. And they ask if you can be in one of these 4 juries or you have to talk to the judge. So they did like whatever. The game I was playing was counting how many people made it. And I was like, guys, we're at 75 out of 92 and whatever. And then they're like, all right, we're going to take a 2-hour lunch break. I'm like, oh my God. It's like the worst episode of 24. I'm just staring at the clock. So I'm doing a show on Thursday. I think it's a high, Camp Simcha alumni or High Lifeline alumni in Atlantic Beach with Dovey Newberger. I'm doing a singles event June 30th in the Cheese Store in the 5 Towns.
Nice.
I'm doing a variety of different. A lot of the shows I do are not like, hey, come and buy tickets to this. So they're like, hey, a show's bringing me in or whatever. And like, if you're going to be in the Catskills during the summer, I have a couple shows. If you go to these bungalow colonies. The password is 613.
All right, Asher, hit
yeah.
us with 5 rapid fire questions.
Okay, we got some 5 rapid fire questions for you. Ready?
Oh boy! All right.
This is like an homage to Stephen Colbert, who used to have the Colbert questionnaire, which I always loved. Just that it was very nice.
Before he jumped the shark.
That too.
Colbert
ready?
Report, you mean? The Colbert Report, right?
The Colbert Report. No, he did this on this show recently. Okay, it's just some are serious, some are not serious.
Sure.
What is the best cereal?
Ooh, I like Trix a lot, but my family kind of grew up on like Cheerios, which is like very different things. I think like Trix and Cocoa Puffs are pretty delicious.
That's like you age out of that when you're like 3. The Cheerios.
What Trix and what?
No,
Cheerios?
All
Oh no!
So Trix, locking in Trix.
Yeah, Trix. Let's go to Trix.
Okay. Where do you like to sit in shul?
The back.
The back.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, please, come on. Everyone's like, you're a talker? I was like, why do you think I used to do a Tinus Dibur on Yom Kippur? Like, why do you think Watstu is the thing that I take 20 minutes to say on Yom Kippur?
All right. Besides for yourself, who is your favorite Orthodox Jewish comedian?
I like how you think myself is my favorite comedian. I reject the premise of your question. I was like, who? I have not done enough therapy to know myself. It's like, was it the Ted Lasso where he asked Jamie Tardy, he says, would you rather be a goldfish or a...
Yes.
What did he say? What did he say? He said, would you rather be this or this?
Yeah.
And Jamie Tardy's like, why would I want to be anything other than me? And Ted Lasso's
Yeah.
like, I don't think you realize how healthy that is.
Yes.
That's too hard to answer because everybody's got like such good different talents. Like Modi is so good at like the physical, like almost like Sebastian type of like, you know, physicality to it. Elon Gould's like amazing with like joke writing, you know, and also impressions and like Dovey's really phenomenal with I'm jealous of how good Dovey is and how young he is. He's like Dave Chappelle minus the antisemitism, you know, where he's just like he's so young and so good so quickly.
So what's he gonna do when he has our hairline though?
I think I'm going to say in the show next week, I'm going to say, I am Dovey Newberger's future. But I've really started saying at some of these shows, I was like, thank you. I'm so glad that Dovey Newberger was unavailable. And I said, but no, Dovey's really, not that he needs an extra plug. He's just like, he's also got, like, he's got good writing and hair. That's like that guy who's like good at basketball and can sing. Like, what? So.
It's true.
I don't know. I'm gonna get cop out and say a mix of, a mix of everybody.
How much?
But my favorite, I would say my favorite, one of my, like I said, Mike Kaplan is one of these comedians you should look up. He's super clever. He has my favorite Jewish joke of all time, which is, somebody wished me a happy Easter, and I said, actually, I'm Jewish, and we don't believe in happiness. And that I think is the
quintessential Jewish joke.
Perfect Jewish joke that every rabbi should tell.
All right, you can interpret this joke whether it's Jewish or not. How much do you bench?
Are you quoting my joke to me on purpose? Because like Dave's like, no, there's this comedian that no one's ever heard of that has a joke.
I didn't write this joke.
No, I don't think. No, because I literally have a joke about like being out of shape, and I say like I get so winded when something jogs my memory. Like I said about the gym, and somebody says, "How much do you bench?" I'm like, I don't know. The first paragraph, like, Shabbos, what do you do? Like, you know?
So
like, how do you
up?
How do you take that in any other way of how much do you bench?
It's
I'm
true.
like, yeah, I don't know. Who says after Yichas Redu? I don't know.
Do you like to sleep when the room is hot, cold, or room temperature? Cold. Like
I had the idea for the always cold pillow. I called it the Pillar Bear, which is not good. But like I know Stuart Scott Olveshalm did too. But like the always cold is the other side of the pillow. But
is there anybody that wants to be sweating the whole night?
Yeah, women. Just like I'm just saying, like, I another sketch again is the Beis Hamikdash is going to be a bunch of men are just like going like this, and women are in fur coats, like with icicles hanging from their nose, and they're freezing.
All right,
the Beis Hamikdash thermostat. That's the Beis Hamikdash thermostat. That's going to be the sketch.
What was that? 5?
What is the most? I'm so confused what's happening right now.
He wants to leave.
What is the most? What is the most underrated cholent?
I don't know if you've gotten. I don't know if you know it enough.
Last question. What is the most underrated cholent ingredient?
Terrible question. What is the underrated?
I did not write this question. I wanted to ask you, what number am I thinking of?
Those are both bad. What's the most underrated cholent ingredient? Well, it's like, I was like, I don't know. I feel like meatless cholent is like a non-alcoholic beer. You're like, what's
true?
What's the
I had a
point
Rebbe
here?
in Israel who made chicken cholent. Wasn't a fan.
No.
I mean, people put lamb in cholent. That's at least like a thing.
That's interesting.
You know what's funny, Asher? It's funny you say that. We literally, we were walking home from shul, and somebody said, I have never had a bad cholent. I'm like, well, you got to get out more because there's some really horrible cholent. Especially the ones.
You got to come to my house.
Especially the ones that have that like, that like pastiness when you. But then he said, and then Avi said, my wife said, the people who put chicken in their cholent. And then he responded, I don't want to say who it is, he responded, I put chicken in my choice.
Oh.
Yeah, the Seinfeld. I had a pony.
That was a great episode. Anyway, so we like to wrap out the episode with a question of the week that Dave proposes to us. Would you like to join this?
Sure.
Okay.
What number am I thinking of?
Here's a question of the week. So I think he's asked us a question in the past,
Okay.
but I'm supposed to be dieting. That's why he asked me the question, but I'm going to change it a little bit. Turgle asked me, because I'm driving up to camp tomorrow.
Okay.
And he asked me, what is your road trip snack?
Ooh.
So
Road trip snack.
So I will answer first. So mine is a jalapeno kettle potato chips with a big gulp of root beer.
So it's not just one food. You can pick.
Well, that's a combo. I mean,
Well,
it's not
that
a
you need
meal.
that's a little bit of technicality because you need a drink with a
you need a drink for the
Sure.
kettle for the
That's fair.
jalapeno
I
potato
respect
chips.
that. I respect that.
Yeah,
With
if you're
a
like,
big
I'm having
gulp.
chicken shawling, you're like, I'm gonna need a bathroom very soon. But that's not.
Yeah, pretty much. And I wanted to ask you if you were a bidet, toilet paper, or wipes fan.
We
Well,
had-
wipes.
You should know, at the Shabbos table, we were dying of laughter when Dave went off on bidets, and there was a lot of detail.
I'm a big bidet fan.
Wipes you can't be because like they're gonna clog your plumbing.
It's true.
No, you
And
gotta.
if you-
What do you mean? We
Oh,
in
it
the
says
Tannenbaum
flushable
house.
wipes.
In the Tannenbaum house, a
Flushable
bidet,
wipes
That's-
are a
wipes,
Flushable
myth.
wipes
Toilet
is a
paper.
scam by Big Plumbing
It's true.
to keep plumbers in business.
You must road trip a decent amount.
I don't know. I was driving to the 5 towns of road trip. I guess if it takes 90 minutes in traffic, it is. I feel like I'm a drink guy, where I'll take like a Snapple, like peach Snapple, or a Dr Pepper, or something like that. But I also like, I don't know. I'm like the type of person. I'm just like, I don't know. I'll eat when I get to the thing. You know, I mean, like I'll perform at a Shopper Broccoli
So you're
sometimes.
not
and
hungry in the car? You don't like to?
I can be like, hey, let me like eat later. Well, I'll perform at a lot of Shopper Brachos, and like a lot of times there'll be like mentions about it. I'll be like, yeah, eat something, but sometimes I'm just like, I'm the help. Can I eat? like I'm at reserve cut. Can you guys just like splurge and get me a steak? Like,
Wagyu beef. Let's get
My
that.
problem is I
Yeah.
get like the residue all over my pants when I get out of the car. So if I ever had to do like an event and I have my hand marks on my thighs, you know,
you're like, why are there
Chips.
jalapeno chips in your beard? And you're like, oh yeah,
because you guys are not feeding me.
a kugel is not a kugel if there's no beard hair in there.
All right, Jonathan. What is your preferable food?
So I think I'm the opposite of Ellie. I definitely have to have a drink. But I'm a big coffee guy. So definitely it's going to be coffee. But I like to eat. I'm going to go pepper jack on a bagel from Bagel Town, or Bagels and Apps now it's called. So pepper jack on a bagel from Bagels and Apps and a large coffee. That's my go-to. I want food. I don't want a snack. I want food.
I just bought actually the pepper jack cheese at Bagels and Apps. It was excellent.
It's good. It's good.
Yeah, but I ate it on the side. I had my bagel and then I, ate it.
Now, toasted bagel with pepper jack, lettuce, and tomato.
Yeah.
Actually, you just reminded me of it. It's very sad.
Can I give my answer?
Yeah, in 5 minutes. In 15,
Usher's middle
Tell me you're a middle child without telling me you're a middle
Go
child.
around.
The guy at the Seder be like, could I do the Madishtana?
Like the middle child.
So I'm saying, if Candace Owens heard this conversation, she'd be like, oh, it's much worse than I thought.
Dave, what was the question? I don't even remember anymore.
What's your
Snack.
road trip go-to snack?
Oh, that was the question? Thanks. Everyone else got a
we
chance
all
to
answered,
answer.
right? Thank you guys.
Sorry,
Thank
I
you.
Everybody
answered
got a
twice.
chance to
Ellie,
answer.
thank you so much. John, that was an excellent podcast. Thank you.
Before Usher
froze,
explodes,
so I guess we'll...
let him do it.
It hurts in like a deep part of my soul.
Also,
So-
Dave, Usher's parents are listening right now, and so
Not only that, but like there was an announcement made in school recently about all the summer birthdays, and usually nobody cares about my birthday. It's August 26th. It's after camp, before school. It's like in this forgotten zone. It's terrible. and they forgot my birthday. It was
Oh.
terrible. So anyway, the answer to your question is I like something sweet, I like something salty, and I like a drink. So I am not allowed to drink anything caffeinated after 11 o'clock in the morning because I will not sleep the rest of the day, the evening. I like to take a good midday nap anyway. So I like my Diet Coke without caffeine. I like Twizzlers. I think that's always pull and peel.
No,
And a
no,
bag of
okay.
pretzels. And a bag of pretzels.
I like. Asher, I'm starting a podcast called "What's Your Trauma," but
Can I be on your I have nuts.
I that works. I'm telling you,
Oh,
it's
my
the
God.
best of just.
Do you put the pull and peel?
And
in
my
the
trauma
pretzel?
is like really boring also. Do I put the what?
pull and peel with the pretzels.
No. I do like to put like fruit by the foot on pretzels. I do agree with you. Salty and sweet does make a very nice
So
combination.
you would like those kettle, like the popcorn.
What?
Is the
Yeah, the
sweet
kettle
and
corn.
salty popcorn. The kettle.
No, I don't like that actually. I do not. I like popcorn tasting like popcorn, not like sweet and salty at the same time.
What about the Twizzlers? Not the pull and peel, the regular, and then you bite off the ends and it's a straw. Yes, I told
Okay,
you.
so this
Trix is my favorite cereal. I'm 3 years old.
I'm just gonna say,
I have 2 hairs left, but I'm 3 years old.
I'm just gonna say, what a couple of years ago, a kid asked me. He's like, I have a really important question. How many holes are in a straw? And it blew my mind. It so that to that question,
1 or 2?
is it 1 or 2? And
Two.
it blew my mind.
Wow.
True.
This is like if you take apart a ship and rebuild it, is it the
Yeah.
same ship? Like
Yeah,
whatever.
right.
It blew. I could not figure it out. I was like, that is an insane good question. I don't know the answer to the question. I would. What?
What's
Yeah.
the answer?
Dave's head
I
just
don't-
exploded.
I think everybody says it's 1.
I say
I think
2.
it's 1.
I know. I think it's 2 also. But it's 1. This is fun.
Except someone's like the
Just
middle.
killed our show.
Wow, guys, no wonder people fall asleep at 3 a.m. on Shavuos.
Thanks a lot.
I'm
All
sorry,
right,
Ellie,
they were-
thank you so much. This has been so much fun. Ellie, thank you
Thanks.
so much for joining us. It's been a blast.
This was awesome. So fun.
Happy to
Thank
talk
you.
Pixar movies another time as well.
I think I'm sick that
Definitely.
day.
All right. You can find him
All
on
right.
his website, as we said before. You can find him on Instagram. I'm sure on YouTube, on Twitter, all over the place. Ellie Lebowicz. Ellie, thank you so much, and good
press.
luck with your upcoming projects.
Thank
Thanks
you.
so
Ellie
much.
Batzlacha
Thank
Rabba.
you.
Keep it up.
Thank
Keep
you.
making us laugh and inspiring us. We love it.
Thank you. Thanks so much.
All right.
Thanks.
Talk to you soon.
Bye. Stop recording.
Awkward.
I was like, shoot.
No, I think he was pretty good. What do you think?
God.
I feel like he had more
In
hair.
the room
He had
with
more hair
you.
last time. What?
My
It's
first
so
year,
different than the last podcast that we had him on. Well, what's going on here?
because there wasn't a forced topic.
You picked the topic, didn't you?
No, there was like a whole. It was like a whole list of them. It was like horror movies, best horror movie. John gave me a whole list of like 6 topics, and I'm just like, can we do just like best sports moments of all time or something, and,
Oh, my
and just
God.
go from that? Oh my god!
I thank you because I wasn't on the list. I mean, I guest starred, but I was not on the previous podcast, and now I have a podcast.
Wait, can I ask School of Mom? I
You're
broke
the
the
Josh
show.
Molina. After, you came
You and Kim Kardashian
So Mike,
broke the internet.
Mike, good reference. Mike Kaplan, who I mentioned, he said he talks about. He said I did Conan O'Brien's Tonight Show. He said after me, the show was over, and I broke the show. Yeah. So
we were running low on topics, and we kind of rebooted and went a different direction, and so now we're the Carpool Guys. A little different,
That's
not the
great.
same show. But
no, it's I think like riffing on stuff. I mean, it's always fun to riff on Narishkeit and always just have like free. Again, if our Shabbos meals can be recorded, it's great.
That's kind of what we're going for. That's
Right.
That, if you
Yes.
if you boiled it up, that's kind of what we're going for.
Yeah, except that my wife isn't going in the back being like, "Can you just get up and clear?" Like, stop entertaining.
All right,
All right,
Ellie, thank you very
Ellie.
much.
Thank you.
Talk to you soon.
Bye. How do I leave? Oh, X. I'm on my phone.
That was very good. Very good,
Oh
guys.
my God. All right, I hope you enjoyed the interview with Eli Lebowicz as much as we did, if not more. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to the Carpool Guys podcast. You can find us on Apple Podcasts, on Spotify, on YouTube, and now on Amazon Music or wherever you get your podcast. You can follow us on Instagram at Carpool Guys Pod or send us an email at carpoolguyspod@gmail.com. We would love to hear from you. Send us a question of the week. Send us an idea or a topic you'd like to hear about. We'll talk to you soon.